Hey guys, welcome to Headspace Hangouts for another episode with me, your host Sheldon. Tonight I just want to go through some questions that I've received over the past few weeks and give some answers to those that sent them through. So first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for sending some questions through. To those people that got involved, I appreciate that. So yeah, let's dive into that. What inspired you to start a podcast about mental health? So, as per my two episodes, episode 0 and episode 1, I go into quite a bit of detail as to why. But briefly, just because when I was diagnosed and throughout the years, dealing with the diagnosis as well as becoming aware of my mental health challenges, should I say, I've been thinking for a while as to creating a platform like I have in order to share information from specialists as well as everyday people that are struggling with different challenges, but as well as challenges that we all face every day. And that's why I've created this, because I want to make sure that all of you guys that are watching know that you're not alone through this, that I'm not alone, because I've had my days where I have felt alone, where I don't really want to reach out, too scared to ask for help, and kind of be the try to be the man that I want to be, to try to be as strong as possible and to kind of just suck it up and do the best that I can. And yeah, I just want to go past that or get through that stigma of men can't be upset, men don't cry, just suck it up kind of thing, like I said. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I've created this, and just to help all people, to say the least, not just men going through depression. This is to help everyone. And it might not be you that's watching this, but it might be someone in your family. It could be one of your friends in your crowd. So yeah, if you could like this episode as well as my page and follow and just share it if you can, because sometimes information that comes out of this podcast might not be for you that episode, but it could be for someone in your group. So yeah, on to the next one. Thank you for that question. How do you choose the topics for each episode? So what I tend to do is basically I've reached out to a few different specialists as well as some friends of mine, and based on their background and their expertise, it's not really focused on one specific topic. Do you accept questions from your listeners? If so, how can they submit them? So yes, hence the questions I'm reading to you now. Please, I would love more engagement, because obviously that tells me if I'm doing a good or bad job, what I'm doing right, but as well as what I could actually rectify and better going forward. It's on my Instagram and Facebook page. If you go to the top, you'll see that there's a link called the link tree. You just open up that, and there's a questionnaire at the bottom where you just click on, and it actually asks a few questions and just ask for some inputs at the end. So if you could get involved with that, I would really appreciate that. How do you handle sensitive topics or questions from your audience? I like that question. So, sensitive topics. I think kind of every topic I want to talk about in these forums slash podcasts is going to be sensitive. It's going to bring up vulnerability. It's going to bring up a lot of emotions, but not just bad emotions. I think also good. But how I tackle sensitive ones is just to be open, be honest, and just address it. Because at the end of the day, one of the reasons I'm doing this is that I want to make one person that's watching this realize that they're not alone going through their traumas, going through their troubles, going through whatever they're going through, mentally, physically, spiritually. I want them to feel a part of society, a part of something, not just sitting there feeling alone, not wanting to leave the house. So yeah, I think kind of answers that question, but it's a bit of a tough question, I must be honest. Questions from the audience regarding that, I would love to dive into whatever questions everyone has. Obviously, like I've stated before, I'm not a specialist in any way. Maybe in the near future I will be, but that's another plan, another goal for myself. Next one. Can listeners suggest topics or guests for future episodes? Yes, you can. So basically, if you felt that you know of someone or have a friend or family member that's in the field, should I say, of what I'm doing and would love to get involved and help me spread awareness, then please reach out to me because I would really appreciate that. Knowledge is power, and the more knowledge we can spread and the more people we can help, then we're doing our job here. How do you promote your podcasts as well as attract new listeners? So basically right now, because we've only started about a month or so ago, we are on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, as well as TikTok. So I'm just trying to identify which platforms I want to really focus my podcasts on, because right now with me putting some videos on Facebook and Instagram, it's kind of dividing. I wouldn't say dividing, but not really getting to the market of people that need to see it. How was hosting a mental health podcast impacted your own mental well-being? It's really helped in terms of listening to my previous guests, as well as just opening up to the public just about what I've gone through. Because I had a lot of people reach out to me and just kind of open up and explain to me what they're going through, and that sometimes it doesn't always seem everyone always just seems so happy on the outside and on Facebook and Instagram and things like that. But sometimes it's when you're alone and things like that where they tend to be a bit sad, a bit more to themselves. And I feel that um, that's what I've learned throughout this podcast, as well as trying to deal with starting up a podcast, making sure the content is all right and good and informative, as well as balancing a full-time job, a second job that I work some hours on during the week as well as weekends, and also a 11-month-old daughter. So I think the podcast has added a bit of pressure, but I'm really enjoying it. It's really helped me. I feel that I get really motivated and I feel good when good information is going out there that hopefully, I really hope, can help someone. So I hope that answers that question. How do I balance creating content with taking care of my own mental health? So that's a hard one. So my mental health right now is, out of 100, I'd say 70. Some days better than others. I won't say that every single day I'm happy running around dancing for joy. Maybe I should be. That's my problem. But we all have problems and we all tackle them and have challenges, should I say. Sorry. So I feel that creating this has helped me to look at better ways to manage my anger, my overthinking, my negative thoughts and things like that. And it's helped me realize that, like I've said, that I'm not alone, that people have reached out, people have commented, people have shared it, and one or two people have actually said they're proud of me, which was really, really hit the heart, like don't really hear that often. So it was really, really good to hear. What are my future plans and goals for the podcast? So my future plans will still be to be releasing a episode every week, which would include, like I've said in the past, specialists, But what I've realized from start to finish is that when I started this, I wanted to just get specialists based on ADHD, anxiety, overthinking, as well as a blood specialist. And as time's gone on, as well as my previous two guests, I've kind of thought of trying to branch out, because everything right now that we do in every single day, from a physio to a cardiologist to speaking to a best friend beside me, that all has to do and reflects based on your mental well-being, should I say. If you've got heart issues, it's going to affect your well-being. If you're not speaking to your best friend, your well-being might take an impact because you're keeping it bottled up. You might be sad where you need to reach out. And I'm bad for that because I'll do that. So where I'm going with that is that I will be looking at getting a variety of different specialists in, as well as um, people that are everyday Joes, if that's the right term, everyday Joes like myself, that don't have any experience in psychology, any coaching, anything like that, but just to sit down with me in a podcast room and literally chat about with them as to the good and bad things that they've come through, where they're at mentally, physically, spiritually right now. And also just to chat with them to realize that, again, you're not alone. Like a lot of people going through the same problems. We tend to not reach out to a lot of people because we get so stuck in our own bubble thinking, I'm going through this alone, I'm going through this alone. Reach out, talk to someone for 5 minutes. So it really does help. So that's my future plans, is just to get a variety of different specialists, not just those specialists that I stated earlier. Goals for the podcast would be, first of all, I would love to get to as many followers as I can. The reason being is in that spreading the most love, but as well as knowledge, and as much as I can send out the knowledge, I just want to make sure that the right information is being sent out there. The more people that share and follow, the more information will be shared to the right people. Because some people honestly might not even like what I'm putting out there, and that's okay, because not everyone deals with mental challenges, and that's okay. Like, it really is. So yeah, that's the goals for the podcast. Also, I'd love to do this full time. That would be an awesome goal, and actually just speak to a lot more people, go out and um, meet a lot more people, spread awareness, as well as, sorry, I'm trying to think of the right word, study myself. So look at either psychology or something based off the mental state, mental brain, how we think and why. And that's where I'm thinking currently at the moment. That would be a studying goal for myself. Have you ever received any stories from listeners about your podcast that has helped them? Stories, no, but I have had two people that have reached out to me individually, just saying thank you so much for explaining and saying what I've said. It's just helped them understand that they're not alone, as well as that they've been bottling up a lot of emotions and that it's okay to not be okay. And that having a bad day doesn't mean it's a bad life, it's just a bad day. And that some days are going to be hard, and that you just need to communicate to whoever you're with, spouse, friend, or anything like that. And yeah, that it's okay to have problems. It's okay to have depression. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to overthink. Like, it is okay. And that was awesome to hear, especially from a person that shares the same diagnosis as me. They said they really like why I'm doing this and looking forward to a lot more to come. And hopefully I can spread more awareness and knowledge. And my last question, there were a few more. Just wanted to keep it, I think it was 11 or 12. I can always do this in the next episode or two, but we'll just keep it short for now. What are the most rewarding aspects of producing these podcasts? Well, also one of the rewarding parts for me is the networking. I love speaking with people, meeting new people, and it's just chatting to new people all the time, getting to know their professions, their everyday struggles, their everyday problems, but as well as what they do for a living every single day. So it's quite insightful, quite rewarding. That's kind of gets me out of my bubble. And like I've said before, and I'll keep saying, knowledge is power, and learning new things, new ways to think, and new ways, like in my previous episode, new ways to sit and move and stretch and things like that. It really helps, So like I said, knowledge is power. Yes, that's it for now. So I just want to say thanks so much for everyone that has followed me currently. Please feel free to like this, share it. I got some exciting guests coming on now, next few days, next few weeks. And thank you so much for your time. Hope you have an awesome week. Thank you.